Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we'll be talking about Missy, and she's going to be a really interesting commander. So what she does is 3 blue, black, red, legendary creature, Time Lord, rogue. Whenever another non-token creature dies, return to the battlefield under your control, face down and tapped. It's a 2/2 Cyberman artifact creature. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent faces a villainous choice. Each artifact creature you control deals 1 damage to that opponent, or you draw a card and chaos ensues. So this commander is going to be really good for the first ability, because whenever you if you have a morph card or a manifest, this is gonna be a really good morph deck that we could just morph everything, and then we could just turn them over. We sacrifice them, and then we just turn them over for their morph costs, and then this can also lead to some infinite combos. So our first category is face down cards. These are like the morph cards, the manifest cards, all of them. So our first card is Bane of Living, and this card is really good because every single time we just morph it, we can just kill every creature. We can just do a board wipe basically. And this can be really good because once we board wipe, that's killing all of our creatures that aren't morphs, and then they'll become 2/2 Cybermen artifact creatures again because of our commander. Now we got Blistering Firecat, and this card's really good because once we flip it over, we just sacrifice it, and then it goes right back to a 2/2, and then we do it over and over again. It's a 7/1. Now we got Brine Elemental, and this card's really good because if we can get that 7 mana off, we can just make each opponent skip their next untap step, which that can be pretty good because then they're not untapping anything. Then we got Coral Trickster, and this card's pretty good because you can just tap or untap target creature, but it's only 1 blue, which that's pretty cheap to cast to do the morph cost, so that's pretty good. Then we got Dragon, it's Ire Savants, and this card's really good because it's an infinite combo. If we have a repeatable sacrifice card and a repeatable damage card, this card just kills our opponents on the spot. We can just pay it over and over, just flip it, and just keep sacrificing it, and then that can deal damage. And this card, Grim Haruspex, this card's really good because it has morph from itself, and you can also, just whenever a non-token creature you control dies, we can also just draw a card, which we're having a lot of dying triggers, this card could be really good at drawing those cards. Then we got Ire Shaman, and this card's pretty good because it's Megamorph, which gets us a 1/1 counter. And then that's just really good because it keeps that 1/1 counter. And then there's also Impulse Draw, just giving us another card. Then we got Aphetto Reality Sculptor, and this card's pretty good because we can just give all of our morphed cards or manifest cards all +1/+1. And then we can also just turn one those face down cards face up for 3 mana. Then we got Jeering Instigator, and this card's pretty good because we can just gain control to our creature when it's flipped over, and then we can just get that creature until end turn. Then we get Caden's Silencer, and this card's just really good because you can just megamorph it, flip it over, and once you do, you can just counter all the abilities of your opponent's control. That's just really good, just like instant speed, just do it over and over because we have our commander in. Then we got Kheru Spellsnatcher, and this card's pretty good because we can just cast a opponent's card, we counter it, and we can also cast it later for free. Then we got Mischievous Quanar, and this card's pretty good because we can just copy any instant sorcery, doesn't matter if it's our opponent's instant sorcery. Then we got Ruthless Ripper, and this card's another free mana card. The free mana, we could just cast it for free. It's just when it's turned up, target player loses 2 life. So that means we can just over and over, if we can sacrifice it over and over, our opponents are dead. Then we got Silumgar Assassin, and this creature is pretty good because it can destroy our opponent's creatures. And then we got Skirk Alarmist, and this card's pretty good because we can just turn target face down card face up, and then we just sacrifice it, which that doesn't matter because then we put it face down again. So this is each turn we can just flip over a card, and then it goes back down. Then we got Thieving Amalgam, and this card's pretty good because we could just manifest the top card of our opponent's library each during their upkeeps, and then we just take them to, we get a 2/2 each upkeep, and then we can just sacrifice them, and our opponent loses 2 life, and we gain 2 life. And then we got Unblinking Bleb, and this card's, it's decent, I would say, because it's only Scry 2, or it's another target creature, so it's another permanent that's turned up. So it's any card. So if we have, we can Scry so many times with this card, so this is pretty good. Then we got Vool's Sovereign Shapeshifter, and this card is just a common shapeshifter that's whenever it enters the battlefield or it's turned up, you could just choose another creature and then it becomes it until end turn, but he's turned down. And then we got Willbender, and this card's pretty good because you could just flash. It's just not flash. We can do it any time. Just morph it back over. Just counter spell, and then with a spell, change the target of target spell to a single ability. So we can just go we can just keep doing it over and over. If we have the mana for it, we can just counter. No, not counter. I keep saying that. Change the target, so then our opponents could find it really difficult to target removal us. Then we got sack outlets. These are the cards to help us sack our creatures. We got Kathik, Crucible Golith, and he's pretty good because each of our end steps we can just sacrifice another creature, and then we'll just get back another creature from our library with lesser mana value. Then we got Viscerus here. This card's pretty good. So this is a repeatable sack outlet. Just Kelly a Stry one, but this is really good with maybe our infinite combos, and it could be really good. Then we get Ashnod's Altar, and this card's really good, just giving us mana. Repeatable sack outlet, and we also get 2 colors mana. That's going to be really helpful for our morph abilities. Then we got Goblin Bombardment, and this card's pretty good because we could just repeatedly sacrifice it and deal damage. It's really good. Then we got Vampiric Rites. This card's not repeatable, it's 2 mana, but it's really good because we could just sacrifice a creature, and we still gain a life and draw a card. Then we got Village Rites, because it just sacrifices a creature, and then we get to draw 2 cards from it. Then we got Fatal Grudge. We can just sacrifice a non-land permanent, and then we can make each opponent sacrifice a permanent with that shares its type. And then we just draw a card also from it. Then we got Deadly Dispute. This card's really good because we just draw 2 cards and create a treasure token, and we have to sacrifice a creature or artifact. Then we got Corrupted Conviction, and this card's really good because we just same thing as Village Rites, just absolutely same thing, but it's just that we can have another copy of basically Village Rites in the deck. Then we got Braids, Arisen, Nightmare, and this card's just really good because each end step we can just sacrifice a creature, or we can sacrifice any of those, and we can just make each opponent sacrifice 1. And if they don't, each opponent that doesn't, we just they lose 2 life and we draw a card. Now we got Drain. So these are the cards that just drain our opponents when a creature dies. So this one does whenever a creature or this creature dies, our player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Blood Art's really good in just Aristocrats deck, and this could be good in a Morph deck. Then we got Reckless Fireweaver, and then this card's actually whenever an artifact enters the battlefield, which those Cybermen are actually artifacts, so that triggers him, and this is each time when they enter the battlefield, which deal 1 damage to each opponent. Then we got Sir Conrad the Grim, and this is pretty good because whenever a creature dies, or whatever one of those die, whenever those happen, we just deal 1 damage to each opponent, so that's pretty good. Then we got Zulaport Cutthroat, and this is whenever he dies or another creature dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Pretty good, just lose a life and we just gain some life from it. Then we got Bastion of Remembrance, and this card's just really good because we create a 1/1, and we also have whenever a creature dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Now we got Removal. These are board wipes, just target removal, and anything else. First up we got Bedevil, and this card's just really good. We just get options of what cards we want to kill. Then we got Chaos Warp, and this card's pretty good because we could just put a permanent card into the opponent's library, they shuffle it in, and they just get a new card, but we hope that's not good. Then we got Shoal Shatter, and Shatter. And then each opponent sacrifices a creature or a planeswalker with the highest mana value among creatures and planeswalkers they control. So that's pretty good. Terminate, and this card just really good. Destroy target creature for 2 mana and it can't be regenerated. Then we got Blasphemous Act. This card's really good because we just all of our face up cards become face down cards with this card, and then that could just really be good. It just aristocrats things, and then we still keep all of our things face down. Then we got Chain Reactions, the same thing as Blasphemous Act, and that can be pretty good also. Now we got Ramp, and these are just ramp cards. Pretty obvious. We got Soul Ring. Soul Ring's an obvious one. Got Arcane Signet, really good, just adding any mana of any color because we got 3 colors in this deck. We got Talisman of Creativity, just really good, just giving filtered mana. We can get anyone we want, just deals 1 damage. Same thing with Talisman of Dominance, just blue and black instead. And same thing with Talisman of Indulgence. Sorry. And it taps for black or red instead of Talisman of Dominance. Then we got Thought Vessel. This card's pretty good because we can just get no maximum hand size if we got a lot of card draw engines, and then we can also just add mana of colors. Then we got Command Sphere, and this card's really good. Just add 1 mana of any color. The only thing is it's 3 mana, but we can sacrifice a draw card for desperate. Okay, so that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more Doctor Who deck techs, I'll be glad to make more. So subscribe if you want to see more, and like this video, please. The deck list will be in the description below if you want to make it.